Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Encourager Yeti. I speak about motivation, encouragement, travel plans, family in the area of relationship and marriage. And I also talk about music, to be precise, gospel music, where I get to share the benefits of gospel music. To all my returning subscribers, this is for you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for always coming back to my channel. This means a lot to me. I do appreciate this, guys. And if this is your first time discovering this channel, you are welcome. Kindly do well by hitting on the subscribe button so that you'll be the first person to get notified anytime I drop any new content here. I'll be sharing with us today some important tips that we need to know about dependents. Who are the dependents and what are the requirements from the dependents anytime they're applying for their visa. So these are the things that I will be sharing with us today, and I would love to encourage you to please sit back and watch this video till the end so that you don't miss out some important information. But before we go into it, guys, I am not an immigration officer. Every bit of information that I bring to you here is basically from my research and from my own experience. So guys, I would still love you to also make further research so that you can have enough information at hand, and then this will serve, of course, as a guide for you during the course of your journey. For many of us that have been following my content, you remember that I talked about the recent immigration updates as regards dependents on when they will stop coming into the UK. So if you have not seen this video, I'll share the link in the description box so that you can have a better understanding, and also know about the recent rule by the UK government. If your postgraduate level course starts on or after 1st of January 2024, it must either be one of the following: a PhD or other doctorate program, or a research-based higher degree. Your partner and children, who are your dependents, may be able to apply to come to the UK or stay longer in the UK, and you must be one of the following: a government-sponsored student starting a course that lasts longer than 6 months, or a full-time student on a postgraduate level course that lasts 9 months or longer. So guys, if your course is starting before 1st of January 2024, for you to know whether your dependents will be accompanying you or not, you must be studying a course that is more than 6 months, not less than 6 months. So guys, let's take note of this. And what is the relationship? How do you know who your dependents are? Yes, a dependent partner or child is one of the following: your husband, your wife or civil partner, or your unmarried partner, or your child under 18 years old, including if they were born in the UK during your stay. So you need to provide evidence of your relationship when you apply. And for example, for you to know all the things that will be accompanying your applications, you have to prove a tie, with your dependents. So what you need is a marriage or civil partnership certificate for your partner, or a birth certificate for your child. So these two things are very, very important for you to provide when applying for a dependent visa. So for us to find out what other documents that we can use to prove the relationship as a dependent, guys, I want us to see this together so we can read it together. And aside from that, I'll also be sharing the link so that we can click on the link and also read it for ourselves. So let's read together, guys. So guys, we can actually see that this is part of the latest immigration updates stated by the UK government, which was published on the 17th of July 2023. And if we actually want to get the full details, about this rule, we'll see it in the link above, highlighted in blue, which is stating appendix students in section 31.1 and section 31.2. So I'll be showing us part of this detail, which states that the applicant, that is the dependent, must be the partner or a child of a person who is, number one, a student who has received an award from a government and has or is applying for permission to study on a full-time course of 6 months or longer. And secondly, a full-time student who has or is applying for permission to study a postgraduate level course of 9 months or longer at a higher education provider with a track record of compliance, and if the course start date is on or after 1st of January 2024, the provider has confirmed the course is a PhD or other doctoral qualification or a research-based hire. So guys, please let's take note of this information. So another one is where a student who has or had within the last 3 months before the date of application permission to study on a full-time course of 6 months or longer and is now applying for permission to study a full-time course of 6 months or longer. So guys, I believe when we go through this link, we'll be able to get enough information concerning this new rule. Moving on to the next one is the document to prove the relationship for dependent partners. So guys, you can see on this page that birth certificate is one of the documents that is requested, and as well as marriage certificates to demonstrate the proof of relationship. And we can also see that the caseworker must be satisfied that the student and their dependent partner are in a genuine and subsisting relationship. And if the student and the person applying as a dependent partner are not married or in a civil partnership, then they can demonstrate a genuine and subsisting relationship by providing evidence that they have lived together for 2 years. As it is stated on page 98, we can see that some of these evidences include bank statements, council tax, utility bills, residential mortgage statements, tenancy agreements, and official correspondence or document that link the students and their partner, which shows that they are living at the same address. So guys, I would encourage us to please go through this link so that we can also get the detailed information about the rule. The next one is the proof of relationship for dependent children. The caseworker can accept this if the document has been issued by a government or a court and clearly states the relationship. Acceptable evidences of a parental relationship for a dependent child can include: number one, a full birth certificate, a court order such as a special guardianship order, and a government-issued household registration certificate. So the next one is the dependent children age 16 and over. You know, the requirements for these children, for them to be a dependent, is, we can actually find it on Appendix Students section 36.2, page 99. The caseworker must be satisfied that the applicant is not living an independent life. Therefore, some evidences has to be shown. And these evidences include bank statements, which will show the funds that the parent is providing to support them, the credit card bills, driving license, NHS registration documents, and an official letter from their current school, college, or university that confirms their address. Information regarding the financial requirements, for a dependent of a student can also be found, on this link. So I would encourage us to please click on the link and go through it so that you can see the one that is applicable to you. Talking about how to apply outside the UK, your partner and children must either apply online as your partner outside the UK or apply online as your child outside the UK. These are the things that they will need or that will be required of them. They will need your application number. This number is called a global web form, which is GWF, or a unique application number, which is UAN, and you find it on the email or the letter from the Home Office about your application. And as part of their application, they will also need to have their fingerprints and photograph taken at a visa application center in order to get a biometric residence permit. Aside from the fact that the student who is having his own biometric resident permit coming in as a dependent to, be it the child or the spouse, they are also expected to have their own biometric residence permits, which will allow them, stay in the UK. They will have to collect their biometric resident permits, which is the BRP, within 10 days of when they said they will arrive in the UK, and they may be able to pay to get their visa faster or use other services depending on which country they are in, and also check with their visa application center. So in order to know how long they can stay, if the application is successful, their visa will end on the same dates as yours. So the same dates that your visa expires is the same day that your dependent visa will also expire. How much money they need depends on where you'll be studying. So it's either you are studying inside London or outside London. So they must have either £845 per month for up to 9 months for courses in London. That is if you as the students, you are studying in London. And if you are studying outside London, your dependents must have £680 per month for up to 9 months for courses outside London. So guys, let's take note of this. And if you are applying at the same time as your partner or child, if you are applying together as a family, you will need to prove that you have both the money to pay for your course and the money to support yourself, and additional money for each of them. So if your partner or child is applying at a different time to you, maybe they are applying separately, which means maybe the student, you as a student, you are coming in first, and your dependents, of course, they are joining you maybe later on. They only need to prove that they have money to support themselves, and you or your partner or child must have this money for at least 28 consecutive days. The end date of the 28-day period must be within the 31 days of the dates they apply for their visa. And if you have a student loan or financial sponsorship, you will need to provide evidence of this from your loan or sponsorship company. And if your loan does not cover your partner or child, you will need to prove you have money to support them instead. Some dependents do not need to prove that they have this money to support themselves. Your partner or child does not need to prove that they have this money if they have been in the UK with a valid visa for at least 12 months, guys. So let's take note of that. So it is only applicable to dependents who have been in the UK for 12 months. So they do not need to show or prove that they have this money. If you and your partner or child are from a country that are listed under the differential evidence requirements, and you are applying at the same time, then they do not need to prove that they have enough money to support themselves. Guys, for us to know the country, that falls under the differential evidence requirements that are listed under this, I will also be sharing this link so that we can go through the list of the countries to see if it is applicable to us or not. However, they might be asked to provide this evidence before they get a decision on their application. And if they do not need to provide it, they will be contacted by the UK Visas and Immigration, which is the UKVI, after they have submitted their application. Going into the last tip for today, guys, if your child is 16 or 17, on the dates that you apply, you will need to prove that they are not living an independent life. For example, they are not married or in a civil partnership. And you will need to prove the following: where they live. If they do not live with you, they will need to explain why. And they will also need to prove any rent or upkeep they pay you each month. And lastly, they will also need to prove that you support them financially if they do not live with you. And if your child lives with you, is in two ways. That is, if they do not live with you. If your child lives with you, you will need to provide two of the following documents confirming their address. Is either you provide a bank statement, credit card bills, driving license, NHS registration documents, and lastly, an official letter from their university or college. So these are the things that are required from the dependent. So I would love us to please share this video and also give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend this video to as many as possible. Thank you so much guys for staying tuned till the end. See you guys in the next one. Bye.